Engineer Alenitwe Sam Kajojo and a candidate for the Member of Parliament, Kinkizi East constituency. I want to thank God for today. I want to thank the Electoral Commission Kanungu that has duly nominated me today at 9:10 a.m. to be a contender for the seat of Member of Parliament for Kinkizi East.
Declare Baryomunsi Chris duly nominated as a candidate to contest for election as a member of Parliament for Kinkizi East constituency in Kanungu District. Congratulations, sir.
Yeah, thank you very much. I have just been nominated and I'm now a fresh parliamentary candidate duly nominated. I have met all the requirements. As you can see, this is my form.
I am a resident of Kanungu, Kanjarasel, Kanungu Town Council, and I've also participated before in the leadership of this district as LC5 chairman of Kanungu District, and therefore this has enabled me to familiarize with the community of Kanungu and appreciate the need of our society, appreciate the key critical areas of concern that need to be tackled to accelerate socio-economic transformation of our people.
And although the Electoral Commission required only 10 signatures, but the constituency decided to show solidarity and support, and 32,500 voters in the constituency have signed, and more are still signing. You can see from Kanungu Town Council, is somebody here. From Kanungu Town Council, from Rujeyo sub-county, from Bugonji, there are people who signed it. From Kayungwe sub-county, from Chilima sub-county, all the sub-counties have signed. Over 32,000 voters who have signed and more are still signing, showing that they are desirous of seeing me getting nominated so that I vie for the parliamentary seat once again for Kinkizi East. As you know, I am the sitting member of parliament and I have represented this constituency, and they would want me to continue serving them.
Kanungu is quite endowed district with a lot of natural resource that has not been tapped very well because of lack of very good representation in Parliament. There are some critical issues that need legislation. To mention, Kanungu is endowed with fertile soils, and I don't know any other part of this country where everything grows other than Kanungu, where every valley is endowed with natural, fresh flowing water. So I would think as a district, we have lacked tapping this resource, where we find 90% of our community are employed in the agriculture sector. So being elected Member of Parliament for Kinkizi would give me the opportunity to lobby for our people, key cash crop commodities that would enhance income revenues to our people, and these to mention, talk of coffee, talk of cocoa, talk of reactivation of the tea industry that has collapsed, that we need to enhance and see that our people keep in the cash economy. And secondly, Kanungu would work as a food hub for Kigezi, for Ankole, for the neighboring districts and countries of Rwanda and Congo. So when given an opportunity, I will make sure that I lobby and get the right seeds for my people, the right fertilizers that they desire, work out the post-harvest management system and marketing of the produce so that these people can access markets and access revenue and access employment.
Why am I vying for this seat? First of all, I have been representing Kinkizi East constituency on the ticket of NRM, and I have been nominated as an NRM parliamentary candidate. Recently, in July, we had elections, primary elections within NRM, where again I got overwhelming support from the NRM members in Kinkizi East, and that's why I have been nominated as a flag bearer. My symbol is the bus, the NRM bus, and we are now going to campaign and explain. As a parliamentary candidate on NRM ticket, I will be using the NRM manifesto because I'm a party candidate. And we have already launched the NRM manifesto, which clearly elaborates what needs to be done in Uganda, including here in Kanungu, including here in Kinkizi East. But to be specific, why people vote for me is that first of all, I am tested, I am experienced, I have been there in Parliament, and I have delivered. There are visible achievements which are appreciated by the people in Kinkizi East. But although we have accomplished a lot of work, more needs to be done. For instance, our flagship program today as the NRM government is wealth creation, supporting households, families, and individuals to have income, to create wealth, to be part of production, to be part of the economy. And we have programs like the parish development model, Myoga, the youth livelihood programs, and other programs which the public appreciates. We are going to strengthen these programs so that we can lift the people of Kanungu, particularly Kinkizi East, the constituency I am vying for to represent, to get out of poverty. That's primarily number one.
Another item I was looking at is the endowment of the tourism. Kanungu alone as a district contributes 65% of total revenue in the tourism sector. From the Bwindi National Park, we contribute 65%. From Queen Elizabeth National Park, where the sector in Kanungu that hosts the climbing lions contributes another 5%. So in total, we have 70% contribution to the national budget or revenue from the tourism sector. You know there is a legislation under the Local Government Finance Management Act that is supposed to have, where these endowments are, revenue contribution of 20% should be coming to this community. Bwindi National Park alone collects 400 million per day, but our community of Kanungu only receives 1.2 billion per year. So this does not even measure up to more than 1.5%. And yet the law, the act of parliament that is in place gives us a mandate to collect 20%. It would mean Kanungu as a district, we are supposed to receive about 15 billion in local revenue from Bwindi National Park. If this money was coming forth, Kanungu, we wouldn't be having issues of roads, we wouldn't be having issues of bursaries and other educational standards that we would need to uplift, infrastructure development of our health sector and education sector. All these would have been sorted out. So I would advocate for the government to ensure that we get what we deserve as the God's natural endowment that we have had as Kanungu district and the people of Kinkizi. And those are very critical, but going forward we have a lot of things. Roads, we are doing very bad. We have had legislators. We have had opportunities to have ministers even. But we have the worst road network, especially for the national roads. I would ensure I put my foot there to ensure we can have additional budget. One, to check on our terrains and the landscape that we have so that we have commensurate road equipment that should match what we desire to have better road accessibility.
Number two, there are issues of infrastructure and access to some key services. For instance, Kanungu is a hard-to-reach area, as you know. We've been struggling in the past terms. We got support from government, and there was extension of the Tamaka Road from Rukunjiri via Chi to Kanungu. But there are many other roads which lead into and out of Kanungu. One is from Hamugwa, which is Kabale Rubanda, coming to Kanungu. We would want this road tarmacked. And it extends to the other side of the constituency, the Kinkizi West, from Kanyandorogo to Butogota Bwindi, and to connect with the road to Kisoro. So that's one of the priorities. I know as a minister, as a current member of parliament, we've been pushing these programs. It's the pipeline, and I will continue to put my effort to ensure that that road is tarmacked. We also have another road from Kanungu here where we're standing via a place called Vijeyo Nyakishenyi to Rubale Nitungamo, but there will be a spur going to Kambuga, and we are negotiating with the government again to extend the road from Kambuga to Rukunjiri via the famous Enengo called Mitano, and the other roads. So the question of upgrading some of our maram roads to tarmac, especially those which connect Kanungu to the neighboring districts and to the rest of the world, is going to be a key priority that I'm going to push as a member of parliament for this area, so that Kanungu can become accessible. And we know once these roads are tarmacked, then the economic fortunes of Kanungu will definitely change for the better.
I would advocate to ensure that our people that have not received schools, especially in these some parishes that don't have primary schools, some sub-counties don't have secondary schools, and this is a government policy. It would be my mandate to ensure that I advocate for these and make sure that these places get schools. I would want to put my effort in the areas of advocating for further extension of power into the community. Kanungu as a district, I think we don't exceed more than 25% electricity network in the district. And in the constituency of Kinkizi, we may be holding about 15%. Therefore, it will be my mandate to ensure I advocate for further extension of the power that is very important for industrial growth, that is very important for our people in these sectors to tap into the development using this power, one for light, one for preservation of goods and items they are keeping, especially in the hospitality industry, where we have a big network of hotels and actors in the tourism sector that want to preserve food. And also, most importantly, for industrial growth, because apparently we receive power that does not become sufficient in running the machines in different factories. Sometimes the power is on, but you find it is below the voltage rating to make the factories use for production. So I will make sure that we are connected to the high voltage station that would enhance the usability and the production of these establishments that we have as a district.
When I went to Parliament, we never had electricity in Kanungu. But now you can see we have extended electricity to almost all the sub-counties of the district. And now, in the next phase is to ensure that the communities which are not yet served or underserved are also connected to the national grid. We want to extend power to the parishes and the communities, but also to mobilize the community to use this power and these roads and the other services to empower themselves to get better in terms of income and engaging in economic activities. Of course, other services like extension of safe water to the people, but also the social services.
As Kanungu, as Kinkizi East, we have some issues to do with the health sector. Health sector is in a dire need. We have Kamboga Hospital. We had engagements when I was the chairman LC5 here with the government, and we managed to secure a financing to rehabilitate our hospital to the tune of 43 billion. 30 billion in infrastructure development and then 13 on medical equipment. Of this, the government managed to release 3 billion. The 3 billion alone that was released has not made any significant change on this health facility, and yet it was supposed to be determined to be a referral hospital in nature so that it provides services to Kanungu District and also to the surrounding districts of Rukunjiri and Ruchiga. So, when I'm given an opportunity to lead the people of Kinkizi East, I will make sure that I advocate and we have the full rehabilitation process executed, and also to ensure that our people get medical services that are very adequate.
Also the social services, education and health are some of the key services that people need. The NRM government has done well in terms of bringing universal primary and secondary education, in terms of access, increased access to health care, but a lot more needs to be done. As part of government, I can say we have already pledged to Ugandans that in the next term, we want to make primary and secondary education free, and I am going to advocate for that as a member of parliament to ensure that that promise, that pledge by the government is realized so that our children here in Kanungu, like the rest of the country, can access not only primary education, but also secondary and beyond. And also to work on the health infrastructure, ensure that we attract more health workers, we recruit health workers. Sub-counties and communities which don't have health centers are supported. We have our our district hospital, Kamboga Hospital. We have already agreed as government to upgrade it to the regional referral hospital. Right now it is being rehabilitated. We have put money as government, and I will push for its completion so that it becomes the regional referral hospital serving the areas of Kanungu, Rukunjiri, parts of Rushiga, parts of Congo. You know, Kanungu borders Congo, and some of the Congolese come and get services here. So I can say with my candidature, with me getting back to parliament, things are getting better for the people of Kanungu and this region as Kinkizi.
The president, during his visit in 2024, I did presented a memorandum on behalf of the people of Kinkizi at large as a district. And of these, he gave a presidential directive of construction of an international airport. And we submitted accordingly the drawings, the land for purposes of building up the drawings and designs for an international airport at Katete. I request that these people of Kinkizi East should give me a mandate to follow up on what I have started so that we can have an international airport that will not only serve the people of Kinkizi, but the entire landscape of Kigezi and Ankole.
No, the airport, the president in December last year when we hosted him in the Banyachigezi convention, which sat in Chihi, revealed it to us. He had earlier on revealed it in the cabinet where I sit. But he again revealed it that he had secured some investors who are ready to put an international airport in Kanungu, because many of the tourists who come here have complained that Entebbe airport is far. So when they land in Entebbe, it takes them 6, 7, 8 hours to drive and reach Bwindi and other tourism attraction areas here. So he announced that he has secured for us an investor, an investment group that is going to do an airport. And he requested us to identify land, which land we have identified in Katete sub-county in Kinkizi East. He later on requested me to engage with the Minister of Works, and I got in touch with the investors and also the Minister of Works, General Katumba Wamara, who sent a team, a technical team, to come and assess the land and do the technical works, the preliminary technical works. So there is progress which is moving on, and we are very grateful to His Excellency the President that he was able to consider Kanungu and also get for us that international airport. So there is a work going on in preparation to start the construction, and the Ministry of Works and Transport is the one driving that process with our support as leaders.
Yes, as a chairman of LC5, it's on record. I have managed to mobilize my local leadership to ensure we aggregate and put together the need of our society. And we have accordingly made a number of submissions to different government departments for implementation. And whenever I do write a communication to the Minister of, say, Works, I do share this same communication with my Honorable Minister and Member of Parliament. But none of this has come to pass in the last 4 years. So what does this tell me? It does tell me that either his lobbying potential is below the desired standard, and he has lacked to pour the support of his fellow ministers and MPs, and that is the reason why Kinkizi we are not definitely getting services that are commensurate to our demand.
Well, he has been serving as a district chairperson. I hope he has anything to show. You see, Rome was not built in a day, and I am not God to have gone to Parliament and have a declaration that let everything which is needed in the Kanungu come. It is a process, it is a progress. I can tell you what has been achieved. I don't know which example he gave that has not been done. I am telling you, when I went to Parliament, we never had power in Kanungu. Now there is electricity in every sub-county of Kanungu. We never had this tarmac road we were talking about. I spoke for it until I almost got cancer of the throat, and it was done. We have worked on health programs, education programs. The roads have been worked on. So a lot has been achieved. We have had city schools in our sub-counties which we never had. I just need to take you on a guided tour to see, and I show you pictures of how Kanungu was then and how Kanungu is then. I competed with him in the primaries of NRM. Did he tell you how he performed? He even went to the tribunal to seek redress. Did he win? It's okay. If he has chosen to go independent, the people who have been voting are still there, so they will sort him out. So, but the reason why the people of Kinkizi continuously vote for me is because they appreciate what I have been doing. If it wasn't that, they wouldn't be voting me.
For example, like I was telling you, it is a government policy. There is an act of parliament for Finance Management Act that provides us 20%. How do you allow your people to keep getting 1% out of 20? This is normal. People in Bunyoro, they made noise together collectively. They were given 6% of the oil reserve that we have as a nation in Bunyoro. This one has made all roads in Bunyoro tarmacked because there is that cohesion, but our minister or MP has failed to play the team leader function that should be able to bring on board all leaders, and we move together.
I am one of the few members of Parliament who have sustained a constituency for 4 consecutive terms uninterrupted. What does that mean? Is he actually, by making that statement, is basically insulting the people who vote in the Kinkizi East, because they know why they vote. They know why they vote. In the current Parliament, the NRM members up to 80% could not win the flag, but I won. Why? If he was intelligent, then he would be asking himself those questions instead of just saying that I have failed to lobby for the services.
Probably he's challenged sometimes because he has been here for 15 years before I came in. So this is his first term and 20th year in service. How does it either come out for him to see that this is the only very council that has produced key resolutions and memorandums for demand from government, and if he pushes for them to be implemented, it would more give a credit to the running LC5 chairperson.
I think he should concentrate on what he wants to do for the people. Did he show you those letters? Anyway, I am not here. You know, some of them talk about me. That's how they can make news. Because I make news and I make other people make news. I am not part of his manifesto. Let him tell the public what he wants to do. But whether he has written letters, so you see, when you write a letter to an office, it is that office supposed to respond, and so is this saying when they copy you a letter, then you are going to deliver that service? You know, the issue of Kichwa here.
Okay, but talk about the airport.
So, I will not here talk about him. I am here to talk about myself and to appreciate the people of Kinkizi East, and also to clarify and make clear my vision